You who count the breaths until the latch turns at dusk, you are weary of guarding with nerves what can be guarded with law. Listen well. There is a place without walls, a shelter without doors, and you may place your children there each morning. The secret place is inward certainty, God's nearness realized, protection accepted as present fact. Your subconscious mind is the doorkeeper. It admits what you impress with feeling and excludes what you calmly deny. Therefore say, not as a beggar, but as one who knows, my child abides under the shadow of the Almighty. Divine intelligence governs every step today. Keep the picture simple. A safe crossing, a wise delay, a cheerful return. Seal it with gratitude it is done, and release the matter. This is not superstition. It is scientific prayer, the orderly use of thought to cooperate with infinite intelligence. You will feel the tension drop from your shoulders. Your house will grow quiet in a new way, and your children will begin to prefer the right hour, the right road, the right companions without lectures or fear. Turn the page. What follows will place the exact words upon your lips and the exact method in your hands, so you may prove the 91st Psalm today. 1. Why your worry is killing your children. Your subconscious mind is exact, impartial, and creative. It takes the images you furnish and brings them forth in kind, as a seed reproduces after its nature. When you brood over calamity for your child, you are not protecting that child. You are instructing your subconscious to manufacture the very scene you dread. This is law. You see? Let me explain. The subconscious does not distinguish between a vividly imagined picture and an external fact. It accepts what you steadily entertain, then sets about expressing it through conditions, people, and timing. The mother who keeps watch by rehearsing accidents in her mind is planting briars in her garden while calling it love. Love affirms the good, fear decrees the evil. Your thoughts are commands to your creative mind, and what you impress, you express. I recall the case of a mother from Rochester who came to me after her boy's third serious mishap in half a year. She proudly styled herself a protective mother, by which she meant she worried continually. I handed her a small notebook and asked her to record, for 1 week, every fearful thought she entertained about her children. She returned with pages of imagined disasters, falls, fevers, collisions, kidnappings, 40 sheets of them. We marked how each prior accident corresponded to one of her rehearsed pictures. Then we replaced the old program with new decrees. My child is divinely guarded. The wisdom of the infinite directs his ways. The accidents ceased. They ceased because the seed changed. That is all. Now, you may say, but doctor, how can I simply stop worrying? Do not struggle to suppress fear. Substitution is the method. When the old picture arises, say softly within, cancel, cancel, and at once apply its opposite. My child moves in safety and peace. The light of God surrounds him now. See him arriving home cheerful and whole. Feel the relief in your own body as you accept it. Write your fear in one column and opposite it. Write the truth, then read only the truth, morning and night. This is scientific prayer, deliberate impression of the subconscious with a picture you desire. It is practical. It works. Remember this key point. Anxiety is not passive. It is magnetized thought, and by the precise arithmetic of your mind, it draws to your children the experiences akin to it. The more you parade worry as a badge of good parenting, the more you affirm that danger rules and your child is vulnerable to it. Reverse the badge. Wear faith. When you keep watch over your mental images. Guard the gate. Let only that which blesses enter. Practice today. If your thought paints a wreck upon the road, blot it out instantly with a radiant picture of right action and safe return. Speak with authority. The healing guiding presence governs my child. All is well. Keep your fear reversal journal for 7 days, and you will discover how quickly your boy or girl begins to mirror your calmer inner state, fewer stumbles, wiser choices, better companions. This is not chance, it is correspondence, the outer answering to the inner. Wonders will happen in your home. After this, you will never call worry love again. You will see it as misplaced faith in evil. You will discover that true parental power is quiet, steady, and creative. It is prayer with direction. And the natural question will arise, if human fretting fails, what power truly keeps a child? There is such a power, it never sleeps. We turn to it next. 2, the infinite intelligence that guards your child. There is a power that grows the child from a single cell, beats the little heart with tireless rhythm, and mends a bone without consulting your opinion. Call it infinite intelligence, divine presence, or the wisdom of life itself. It is not distant. It is within and around, ready to operate through ordinary timings, impulses, and delays that keep your loved one from harm. This is not speculation. It is the law of your mind in cooperation with the mind behind all. Consider this illustration. A father in Chicago told me his daughter should have been inside a building that collapsed at noon, taking lives with it. That morning she awoke with an insistent desire, wholly unlike her, to visit her grandmother 50 miles away. She went. The structure fell at the very hour she would have been there. Many called it luck. I call it ordered protection, the intelligence that never slumbers arranging the harmless detour. The signal was a feeling. The result was safety. Give thanks for such timings. They are not accidents. Now, the point to see is this, that intelligence cooperates with your faith and is hindered by your fear. Fear is mud in the pipe. It clogs the flow. Faith clears it. When you train yourself to recognize coincidences as coordination and interruptions as interventions, your whole manner softens from panic to trust. Keep, therefore, a protection journal. Record the miscarriage, the sudden change of plan, the funny feeling that turned your child from an alley. Review it when old anxiety attempts to rule you. Evidence multiplies where gratitude dwells. Teach your children this simple wisdom. Honor the quiet inner nudge. A child can understand if something inside says, wait, we wait. You are strengthening conscience, intuition, and cooperation with the law. Never test providence by reckless situations. Intelligence acts through natural means, timing, people, paths, not through foolhardy trials. Expect the ordinary to become wonderfully guided. Expect delays to be blessings in disguise. And when a close call occurs, say, thank you for divine protection, not, that was close. You are training your mind to acknowledge the giver. Okay? You will begin to discern a pattern so consoling that you cannot mistake it. Okay? Your children are not alone among the hazards of the street and the schoolyard. They are accompanied by a wise presence that prompts and arranges. Let your word agree with that presence. Say it now. The intelligence that formed my child governs and guides my child today. Rest in it. Act in it. And in the next chapter, we take up the instrument through which you meet this protecting mind, the understanding of consciousness itself. 3, the 2 worlds your children live in. The Bible says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. There are, in truth, 2 orders of seeing. The common sight of body and event, and the inner sight of spirit and truth. Your child moves in both realms at once. When you habitually see only the physical, you subject that child to the laws of chance, accident, and contagion. When you learn to see the spiritual, you bring the higher law to bear upon the lower. Spirit governs, body obeys. I remember a mother who brought me her daughter, labeled incurable with a disease of the bone. I said gently, you are looking at the wrong child. She had been staring at a diagnosis. I was beholding a perfect being. For 30 days, she practiced a new sight. She looked at her limping girl and affirmed, "I see you perfect, whole, and free." The body, receiving this higher decree through the channel of the subconscious, responded and reorganized. The doctors called it remission. I call it correct vision. It is lawful. Think of it this way. Every outward trouble is a mistranslation of inner truth. Healing and protection are the proper translation, spiritual reality rendered faithfully in the world of forms. Practice the double vision. Look first upon the child as body and notice the stirrings of fear. Then shift. Behold the Eternal One who wears that body as a traveler wears a coat. See health where a symptom shouts. See guidance where the path looks confused. Hold the spiritual picture until peace replaces strain. Peace is your indicator. Keep it. Do not deny the physical. Attend to medicine, prudence, and proper care. These are not enemies of faith, but allies. Yet refuse to crown appearances as absolute. The higher order is senior to the lower. As you believe the spiritual fact, the physical yields. Just as the law of flight supersedes the pull of gravity by a higher principle. You are training your imagination to serve the truth instead of fear. You are the custodian of vision in your home. Be faithful. Practice 3 times daily for a week. 30 seconds of physical sight, then 60 seconds of spiritual sight, calm, vivid, grateful. Keep a simple diary of how your attitude and your child's experience begin to echo this new seeing. You will discover that your gaze becomes a shield, your word a tonic, your atmosphere a quiet wall about those you love. And having learned to see, you will ask, where is that secret place the psalm describes, and how do I place my child there? We shall find it together. For finding the secret place of the Most High. Now, where is this secret place? It is not a room of wood and plaster, nor a distant heaven. It is a state of consciousness in which you are inwardly convinced of the presence of God, quiet, sure, and at peace. It is secret because the 5 senses cannot measure it, yet anyone may enter by turning within and consenting to the holy calm that says, all is well. In that awareness, you lift your child from the jurisdiction of chance into the government of law. This is the precise spot. Enter it. A businessman once told me he could not find the secret place. I asked, where do you go in consciousness when you truly pray? He paused, then described a still region beyond argument where he felt joined to something immeasurably wise. That, I said, is the sanctuary. See your children there each morning. He did so. Within weeks, his accident-prone boy became unusually careful, and his anxious daughter studied with a new composure. Nothing mystical occurred. Order replaced agitation because the spiritual premise changed. Here is your daily placement ritual. Sit quietly before the household stirs. Close your eyes and feel the presence. Picture a simple sanctuary of light, golden, gentle, inviolable. See your child standing in that light. Speak with priestly authority. I now place name in the secret place of the Most High. He, she, dwells under the shadow of the Almighty. No harm can enter here. It is established, it is done. Hold the vision in stillness, then release it with gratitude. This is parental ministry in consciousness. Avoid strain. The secret place is not reached by effort, but by consent. Do not fret over perfect faith at the beginning. Intention opens the door, and practice deepens the conviction. Keep your work quiet. A sacred thing grows best in silence. If worry returns at midday, return at once in thought to the sanctuary and place the child anew, not as panic, but as renewed acknowledgement of what is already true in spirit. Your calm is part of the protection. Keep it. In time you will discover a holy of holies within your own soul, and you will cease begging an external deity to do what your inner agreement with the divine readily establishes. You will say with assurance, "It is done," and the day will bear you out. Then a further question arises, natural and needful. By what mechanism does this inner placement become outer safety? How does consciousness pass into circumstance? Let us open that door now. 5. How consciousness becomes protection. The law is simple. What you accept as true in consciousness is impressed upon the subconscious mind, and what is impressed there is expressed in your world. Your subconscious is in communion with your child's subconscious, and both are open to the universal subconscious, the coordinating intelligence of life. Thus, protective thought does not hover idly. It travels, influences, and arranges. People feel timely prompts. Paths alter. Apparent coincidences fall into place. This is the silent arithmetic of God. A mother I knew held her teenage son in protective prayer each night. One evening he rode with companions who decided to race another car. At the instant of their bravado, the boy's automobile stalled and would not answer the ignition. His friends sped off, were arrested after an accident, and he walked home unharmed. The next morning the motor purred as usual. The mechanic could find no fault. The mother smiled. Her consciousness had interposed through natural means the machine itself to divert danger. The field did its work. Think of your prayer as a broadcast. You tune yourself to faith, you speak your decree, and you send it upon the universal network. Your child's subconscious receives and begins to prefer the wise impulse over the reckless one. The teacher delays a minute. The driver chooses another route. The friend telephones at the crucial hour. We do not order the channels, we establish the cause. The channels arrange themselves. Do not pry into the process. Trust the law. Here is a practical pattern. Before examinations, travel, or new companions, retire for 5 minutes and declare, "The intelligence in my child makes perfect decisions today. He, she, is guided, guarded, and governed in all ways." Then see the day moving in orderly sequence, no rush, no stumble, no misstep, only right action unfolding in perfect time. When a wise choice appears, whisper thanks within, for your broadcast has gone forth and returned with blessing. That gratitude seals the circuit. Use it. You are not hoping for protection. You are establishing it, as one sets a lamp upon a stand and the room is quietly changed. In this confidence, you will cease to demand proofs of the mechanism. You will be content with results. Your home will feel different, calmer, lighter, steadier, because your mind is different. And having grasped the working of consciousness, you are ready for the next discovery, that no wall of miles can hinder this protecting presence. Distance does not exist in mind. We proceed. 6. Protection across any distance. In the realm of mind, there is no distance. Your subconscious mind does not travel by miles. It is already there. A mother in California who loves her boy in New York is as near to him in consciousness as if she stood beside his bed. The law of your mind is the law of belief. Accept nearness, and nearness is the fact of your experience. Imagine separation, and you suffer a fiction you yourself projected. Your thought is the link. Your feeling is the current. Your belief is the conductor. I recall a mother in Los Angeles who woke with a start at 3 a.m. There was no sound in the house, yet she felt an unmistakable inner alarm. She rose, sat quietly, and affirmed, "The presence of God goes before my son. Make safe and straight his way." The wisdom of the infinite directs him now. She repeated the decree until peace came like the hush after a hymn. Later that day, a letter arrived from her boy, a student in Chicago. "Mother, at about 2 o'clock, I decided not to take a ride with some fellows who were showing off a new automobile. They met with an accident. I do not know why I chose to stay behind, but I had a sudden feeling to remain. The mother wrote in her journal. Love knew she was right. You can learn this steadiness. Think of your protective prayer as wireless transmission. In the 1,920 seconds, I watched men tune the radio by ear. A slight turn of the dial brought in the clear voice from across the continent. Your mind is the tuner. Faith is the fine adjustment. When you set yourself in the conviction of safety, your word goes forth instantly and is received by the deeper mind in your child. Right impulses arise, timings shift, doors close to danger and open to wisdom. Do not puzzle over the channel. Mind coordinates through ordinary means. Establish a definite hour, even 5 minutes will do, when you visit your distant child in prayer. Sit quietly. Say, in truth, you and I live in God now. I bless you with guidance, order, and divine protection. Do not strain to picture the exact place they stand. Consent rather to the felt nearness of love. End with thanksgiving. It is done. Keep a small notebook. Record the day and the decree. In time you will see a pattern of timely escapes, wise friends, and happy detours. This is not chance. It is correspondence. Common mistakes abound. Do not magnify separation by repeating, I am so far away, what can I do? You have done it if you have prayed aright. Do not attempt to force your will. Decree protection, not control. Do not clutch mentally. Release your word with confidence, as a good gardener plants and then lets the earth work. Very soon you will cease to feel helpless when your loved ones are abroad, at school, or under another roof. You will know that spiritual presence is better than anxious proximity. And as your confidence ripens, you will be ready for the exact ladder by which fear is dissolved and protection established. We begin that ascent now, the 7 levels, step by precise step. 7 recognition and renunciation, the first 2 levels. The first movement is recognition. You recognize what is eternally true of your child in God. The second is renunciation. You renounce what fear claims is inevitable for your child in the world. These 2 acts, the upward look and the firm refusal, form the foundation of scientific prayer. They lift you out of the tyranny of appearances, and they deny authority to the nightmare of contagion, accident, and chance. A father once sat in my study, weary from racing to hospitals and police stations after his daring boy. Doctor, he said, I am always braced for the call. There, unconsciously, he confessed the program. He expected calamity. He rehearsed it. He recognized danger. He never recognized the divine image in his son. I asked him to begin each morning by looking not at the boy's record, but at the boy in truth. See him as calm, guided, and self-possessed, I said. Say, I recognize the light of God in you. You choose wisely and walk safely. I behold you as whole and governed by divine intelligence. Then, in the same sitting, I had him renounce his creed of inevitability. I renounce the belief that accidents pursue my son. I reject the lie that recklessness rules him. I deny authority to fear. Only the law of God operates in him. Within weeks the tide turned. The boy's choices sobered. The father's phone grew silent. Nothing mysterious happened. The seed changed. Practice recognition as a brief, vivid seeing. Close your eyes and behold the spiritual fact. Your child is an idea in the mind of God, whole, wise, and safe. Let that picture settle until peace warms your chest. Peace is the indicator that the impression has taken. Now practice renunciation. List every danger you secretly respect: traffic, bad company, fever, falls. One by one write, I renounce belief in as power. God alone is power. Speak it aloud. Your subconscious hears the tone of authority. Okay? Do not fear that renunciation is morbid. You are not brooding on danger. You are stripping it of borrowed prestige. The law of life is the law of belief. Much of what passes for common sense is merely inherited fear. You are changing mental ancestry. Expect your nerves to quiet. Expect your breath to deepen. Even your body will answer the shoulders drop as the subconscious, taking your new order, relaxes chronic vigilance. Be patient with yourself. Old programs sometimes protest. If a disturbing report arrives, do not abandon the method. Return to recognition. I see you in God. Return to renunciation. I deny the lie. These two steps prepare the way for the creative work to follow. Having cleared the ground, we now build. You will realize the presence, declare the word, and furnish the mind with the picture it loves to obey. 8. Realization, declaration, and visualization. Building, protection. Realization is the felt awareness of God's presence. Declaration is the authoritative word from that awareness. Visualization is the clear picture that instructs the subconscious how to carry the word into form. These three levels, felt presence, spoken decree, and furnished image, are the creative arm of protection. Begin with realization. Sit very still. Say quietly, God is here. Not as a theory here. Let the words sink as rain into dry ground. Breathe gently. Many find it helpful to recall a time of worship when the hush of the holy filled the room. Borrow that memory to seed the present. Presently you will sense an inward stillness, a soft certainty, that is realization. In this state, the conscious and the subconscious approach agreement, and prayer becomes effectual. From realization, move to declaration. Speak as one who knows. The presence goes before my child and makes safe and straight the way. Divine intelligence governs all his decisions today. Only right action operates. Do not plead. Do not explain. The subconscious does not argue. It accepts feeling-tinged statements. Your tone matters. The soldier obeys the crisp command. So does your deeper mind. Now furnish the picture of visualization. I knew a mother who, each morning, quietly saw her daughter crossing a busy street with poise, head high, eyes attentive, timing perfect. Safe arrival certain, she held the image for half a minute, then released it with thanks. The daughter, formerly flustered at crossings, began to pause naturally, look both ways, and step off at the right instant. The mother did not hypnotize the child, she harmonized the causes. The subconscious, impressed with a picture that carried conviction, coordinated circumstances and impulses to match. A word on method: keep your picture simple and wholesome. See the end desired, not the peril avoided. Do not try to choreograph the hour and minute. See the calm result. Use the senses lightly. Hear your child's cheerful "I'm home." Feel easy embrace. Catch the scent of supper. These natural touches help the image take. Then conclude with gratitude. It is done. Gratitude is the seal that tells the deeper mind the order is complete. Objections will arise. What if I cannot feel the presence? Do not struggle. Consent. Say, though I do not feel, I choose to know. Feeling often follows decision. What if frightful pictures intrude? Cancel gently and replace them. Substitution is the royal road. When you practice these three levels daily, your atmosphere changes. The home grows quiet in a new way. Children settle without being told why. Strain drains from the voice. Protection is not a wall you build in panic. It is an order you establish in peace. One thing remains to perfect the work, the final seal that keeps your prayer from unraveling. We take it up at once. 9. Gratitude and release, sealing the protection. Gratitude is creative acknowledgement. Release is faith set free. Without gratitude, your prayer remains open-ended. Without release, your prayer remains theoretical. Together they seal the circuit and allow the law to function without your constant meddling. A conscientious father once told me, "I pray for my daughter all day, yet I'm never easy." That was the trouble. He never let the seed rest. He dug up the mental garden hourly to see if anything had sprouted. I taught him to complete his treatment with gratitude and release. After his morning work, he was to say, "Father, I thank thee that it is so," and to feel for a few moments the quiet joy of a thing accomplished. Then he was to add, "I release her to the care of divine love. I let go and I let God." Within days, he reported a change first in himself. "I find I stop reaching for the telephone," he said. And strangely enough, the fewer times I intrude, the more she writes cheerful notes. The child had been laboring under the invisible pressure of his fear. When he released, she breathed. Gratitude is more than politeness. It is the emotional proof that the subconscious requires. The deeper mind responds to the feeling of already done as to a seal upon wax. Practice this. After your declaration and visualization, become still and imagine writing paid in full across the matter. Feel relief. Lift your heart in thanks. Then go about your business. Do not keep paying a bill you have marked to settle. Release often frightens devoted parents. They fear it signifies neglect. It does not. Release means you trust the law you invoked. It means you cease to hold your child in the cramped fist of anxiety. Many mothers say, "I cannot let go, I love too much." No love lets go because it knows God holds. Clutch is fear in masquerade. Practice literal gestures if it helps. Open your hands as though freeing a bird. Whisper into thy hands. Your body learns the lesson and teaches the nerves to obey. Beware the subtle temptation to resume ownership when a rumor spreads or a neighbor's tale alarms you. Say, "Thank you that the same mind which guided 5 minutes ago guides now." And return to peace. You do not rebake a loaf that has already risen. You do not repaint a door freshly finished. The fruit of gratitude and release is a peculiar lightness. You will notice laughter returning, meal times rounding with ease, and visits ending without that old compulsion to issue warnings at the gate. You have not become careless. You have become confident. Now your daily work can be gathered into a single, orderly practice, a few minutes at dawn that shape the whole day. Let us set it down, plain and exact. 10. The perfect morning protection ritual. Dawn is the craftsman's hour. The conscious mind is quiet. The subconscious is receptive. 5 unhurried minutes at the opening of the day will do more for your children than hours of fretting at noon. Here is a ritual I have taught for decades. Practice it faithfully for 7 mornings, and you will not abandon it. First, preparation 30 seconds. Rise before the household. Sit upright. Breathe easily. Say, "God is here, and God is my peace." Feel the words descend. Let stillness gather. Second realization. 1 minute whisper, "The presence of the Most High fills this home. The light goes before us this day. Divine intelligence acts through each of us." Wait until a sense of quiet certainty spreads like warmth in winter. If you feel nothing, proceed in faith. The seed still takes. Third declaration, 1 minute. Speak each child's name and decree with authority. I now place name in the secret place of the Most High. He, she, dwells under the shadow of the Almighty. The presence goes before him, her, today, and makes safe and straight the way. Only right action operates. Keep your tone steady. The subconscious accepts confident statements tinged with feeling. Fourth, visualization. 1 minute. Furnish a simple, happy picture. The safe crossing, the wise choice, the cheerful return. Keep the scene brief and bright. See the end, not the means. Add a natural sensory cue, your embrace at evening, the sound of their step at the door. Hold it gently, then let it fade. Fifth, gratitude and release. 1 minute. Say, Father, I thank thee that it is so. Sit for a few breaths in quiet joy. Then open your hands and declare, I release my loved ones to divine love and wisdom. It is done. A military wife once used this order while her husband and son were both away. She kept a small ledger. Under the date she wrote a line or two. Felt great peace, telegram arrived, safe arrival. Tuesday, sudden urge to pray at noon. Letter later told of a change of plan that avoided danger. After some months she showed me pages of such entries. This, she said, is why we are safe. She was not boasting. She was witnessing to law. Make the ritual humane. If you oversleep, do one child well rather than all in haste. If you are ill, shorten the pictures, but never omit gratitude and release. Keep your practice private. Sacred things thrive in silence. And remember, repetition accumulates power. Each morning lays another course in a wall of quiet order that encircles your home. With this foundation set, you are prepared for special hours when alarms ring and swift treatment is needed. There are emergency protocols, calm, exact, effectual. We shall take them up in their time. 11. The emergency method, calm and command in the crisis. In the hour of alarm, you must become the quiet center. Panic is propaganda issued by fear. It shouts to the subconscious, disaster is sovereign. Calm is royal command. It announces, law and order reign here. Therefore, when the bell rings at midnight, when a neighbor pounds upon your door, when a telegram stings the hand, do not rush to speak. Be still first. Silence is your first medicine. Here is the order I have long taught. Step 1, stillness. Sit or stand with your feet firm. Place a hand upon your heart and breathe evenly. Say within, God is here. Repeat until your breath and the words keep time. Step 2, recognition. Declare softly, the presence of the Most High governs me now. I am poised, protected, and perfectly directed. This arrests the stampede of the imagination. Step 3, command. Speak one clear decree concerning your loved one. Divine intelligence guides and guards. Name this instant. Only right action operates. Do not multiply words. The subconscious does not need a speech. It needs authority. Step 4, substitution. Replace the frightful picture with a brief, positive image, the child seated safely, the doctor saying, all is well, the faithful step upon your threshold. Do not wrestle with the old picture. Supersede it. Light easily displaces darkness. Step 5, gratitude and movement. Say, Father, I thank thee that it is so. Then do the next sensible thing. Telephone calmly. Prepare the carriage or motor. Gather what is needful. Prayer does not abolish prudence. It ennobles it. You act from peace, not from terror. Consider the mother who received a call. Your boy is missing. The street patrol had searched for an hour. She felt the old tide of dread rise, but she obeyed the order. Stillness first, then the decree. Infinite love locates my son now and brings him safely home. A picture arose of the lad seated on a church step near the river, rubbing his ankle. She telephoned the parish house. The caretaker had just found him there. A simple sprain, nothing more. Something told me to look at the church, she said. Not something, someone. The coordinating intelligence answering her command. Beware the 2 common errors. The first is scattering 5 decrees at once, canceling one another by contradiction. Choose one sentence and keep it. The second is lingering in horror stories after the danger is past. Seal the treatment. It is finished. Let the nerves rest in the new order. If you must accompany your child to the hospital at night, carry your sanctuary with you. Sit by the bed and breathe the rhythm of peace. Whisper once, not incessantly, the healing presence is here. Let your very posture preach composure. Nurses and physicians, seeing your calm, will unconsciously cooperate with your decree. Many a critical night has turned by this ministry of quiet authority. The emergency method is not a trick. It is obedience to law at high tide. Practice it on small disturbances, lost keys, a delayed train, sudden storm, so that when the larger wave rises, your spirit is already drilled in calm and command. Then the crisis will find you as a lighthouse finds the gale steady, illumined, and useful. 12 dissolving fear and shock. Fear is frozen imagination. Shock is fear condensed. Both are impressions stamped suddenly upon the subconscious. The remedy is to melt and replace the stamp while it is fresh. Do not scold a frightened child. Do not argue with a trembling mind. Warm the impression with love. Then furnish the new seal. I once visited a boy who had fallen from a bicycle and lay shaking, though the physician had declared him sound. His mother wrung her hands and repeated what might have happened, thus reheating the fright. I asked her gently to bring a basin of warm water. As she held the boy's hand in the warmth, I spoke slowly. That's right, easy now. The peace of God flows through you. Your heart beats calmly, your nerves are quiet, your muscles are loose and easy. You are safe, and you know you're safe. His breathing lengthen, color return. The water and the word together dissolve the stamp. Practical kindness is a sacrament when joined to truth. For your own fear, use this threefold treatment. First, physical soothing. Sit upright, place both feet upon the floor, and press the tongue lightly to the roof of the mouth. This stops the inner chatter. Second, mental substitution. Say, I am the quiet mind of God. Let the sentence ride your breath 10 or 12 cycles. Third, spiritual assurance. Affirm, underneath are the everlasting arms. I rest now in the secret place. As you practice, the tremor ceases like wind dying in the pine. A wartime nurse told me she would enter a ward after an air raid siren and find children pale with fright. She had them sing softly, safe in the arms of love, then led them to imagine a golden light like sunshine filling the room. After 3 minutes, she would clap gently and say, very well now, the light goes with us into our blankets. Sleep came quickly. She did not deny the siren. She replaced its authority. Give fear a scheduled hearing if it insists upon speaking. Sit with paper and pencil. Write the fear in one column, fever, bad companions, accident. In the second column, write the law. The healing presence renews. Divine wisdom select. Companions. Right action governs paths. Read only the second column aloud. You have heard fear long enough, now let faith be heard. If a child suffers nightmares, do not mock the dream. Take it as raw material. Have the child tell the story to its happy ending. The beast becomes a friendly dog. The dark hall grows candlelight. The chase turns to a game. Then say together, God is here and all is well. And place a hand upon the brow for a half-minute in silent blessing. 3 or 4 nights of this alchemy will turn the tide. Fear and shock are not enemies to be hated. They are servants to be retrained. Meet them with warmth, word, and worship. The warmth relaxes, the word instructs, the worship seals. Thus the mind remembers its rightful government, and peace regains the throne. 13 right companions, right places, right hours. Your child does not walk solely among people. He moves through atmospheres. Streets have tempers, houses have moods, hours have tendencies. The wise parent acknowledges this and chooses in advance the companions, places, and times that agree with the decree of protection. Show me thy company, and I will tell thee thy future, said an elder of another age. He spoke psychology. Begin with companions. Like attracts like in subtle ways. If you habitually behold the divine image in your child and declare that he chooses wisely, his subconscious learns to prefer those whose inward tone harmonizes with order. A mother in Street Louis bewailed the rowdy set around her boy. She had been condemning them by name and rehearsing their mischief each supper hour. I ask her to desist and to declare instead, divine wisdom selects my son's associates. He's at home with the pure, the thoughtful, and the brave. Within a term, he drifted into the music club, where discipline and delight met together. The rowdy set did not need cursing, they needed losing. Concerning places, learn the feel of them. Some streets are charged with haste, others breathe ease. Some halls invite temper, others subdue it. Before a child attends a new gathering, place the event in prayer. Only the right place receives my child. Only the right atmosphere surrounds him. If you sense an inward check, honor it. Providence often protects by a no as surely as by a yes. Do not argue with the inner guide. Cooperation is cheaper than correction. As to ours, there are windows of wisdom. Fatigue breeds folly. Plan the day so that crossings, errands, and difficult tasks fall when the body is fresh. This, too, is prayer, good sense, married to good faith. A father accustomed to sending his daughter on downtown errands at dusk changed the pattern, saying, "We walk in light." He meant both sunlight and spiritual light. The result was fewer frights and no misadventures. Teach the child to choose by inner weather. Say, how does your chest feel as you think of this new friend? Open and warm or tight and cold? Do not make a superstition of sensations. Train a conscience. The inward witness is Providence's first language to the young. If your child must pass through a rough quarter or a boisterous company, anoint the way beforehand. See the light going before him, clearing and guarding. Speak the names of 2 or 3 good companions and include them in your decree. Groups are often guided by the steadiest member when a parent has quietly selected him in prayer. Finally, keep your own conversation in tune. When adults talk endlessly of crime, scandal, and vice, they build a mental map that leads their children into the very quarters they most fear. Fill the home with stories of integrity, courage, and kindly wit. Read aloud accounts of noble deeds. The imagination, fed with models, imitates them. Right companions, right places, right hours, these are not luxuries. They are the natural outworking of your daily decrees. Set the current, and your child will travel with it. 14. Teaching your child to pray scientifically. Do not reserve the great laws of mind to yourself as secret machinery. Put the lever in your child's hand. Teach prayer not as a puzzle of phrases, but as a simple, joyous practice of truth. Children love order when it is musical. Begin with the one-sentence prayer. For the very young, God is with me, I am safe. For the older child, God's wisdom guides me, God's love keeps me. Have the child say it upon waking, at the school gate, and before sleep. The subconscious thrives on repetition, tinged with feeling. Let the tone be happy, never strained. Introduce the golden diary. Each evening before bed, ask, where did we see the presents today? Record 2 lines. Missed the trolley, met Aunt May. Chose not to follow the crowd, found a better game. Soon the child will come seeking his own entries, and gratitude will become a habit of mind. Gratitude is young faith made visible. Teach the cancel and replace game. When a frightful thought arrives, the child says cancel, then speaks the opposite. I am guided and safe. Provide a physical cue, a tiny rubber band upon the wrist to snap gently, or a light touch upon the heart. The body helps the mind remember. Use stories that fit their time. Tell of the shepherd boy who listened for the still small voice and found the safe path. Of the schoolgirl who, upon feeling a nudge, waited 5 minutes and thus missed a quarrel. Keep tales concrete, tramcars, bicycles, libraries, church steps, so that the child recognizes providence in the ordinary. Initiate them into the bedtime blessing. Sit at the edge of the bed. Place your palm lightly upon the brow and say, "The peace of God fills you. You sleep in safety. You wake in joy." 30 seconds suffices. The touch conveys protection to the deeper mind. The words furnish the picture. If a nightmare occurs, let the child retell it to a happy ending, then repeat the blessing. Present the rule of forgiveness. Children quarrel and forgive easily, but a small grudge can poison sleep. Show them how to say before slumber, "I bless everyone and I am blessed. I release and I am free." Their dreams will clear as a sky after rain. Finally, teach discretion in speech. Prayer is not performance. Counsel them to keep their inner work private, not secretive, but reverent. Sacred things grow best in silence. If a child boasts, "I prayed and made it happen," you may praise the effort, but guide the tone. We give thanks that God worked with you. Within a month of such schooling, you will see composure where there was fret, decisions made without nagging, and a new light on the countenance. You will also find your own practice refreshed. Nothing so chastens and elevates an adult's prayer as teaching it to a child. Together you will discover that guidance is a friendly companion and protection a daily garment, not an occasional miracle. 15. The consecrated home. A home is a workshop of mind. Its walls hold more than photographs. They hold atmospheres woven of words, music, and habitual thought. Consecrate your dwelling, and it will become a sanctuary where children learn effortlessly to prefer the good. First, set the keynote each morning. Before the clatter of dishes and the summons of chores, speak a single sentence aloud in the kitchen or parlor. "The peace of God rules here today. Do not harangue." Declare. Then keep 5 minutes of quiet as you ready the table or tie the shoes. The house learns your rhythm. Second, cleanse the tongue. Banish the phrases that bruise the subconscious. "You'll be the death of me. I'm sick and tired. This place is a madhouse." These are not harmless sayings. They are small curses, and children are porous to them. Replace them with living words. "We are guided. We have time. There is order here." The new vocabulary will feel quaint at first, then it will feel natural. Presently it will feel powerful because it is. Third, cultivate noble sounds. Let hymns, fine music, and wholesome laughter be frequent guests. A gramophone in the corner can be a priest if you choose the records wisely. Music orders the emotions as a good clock orders the hours. I have known quarrels to dissipate simply because a mother set a Brahms intermezzo spinning and resumed her mending in silence. Fourth, practice the Sabbath minute. Once a day, at an hour that suits the household, call quietly, "Sabbath." All pause, books closed, irons set down, voices lowered. For 60 seconds the family sits in stillness. One sentence is spoken, "Thank you for this day." Then all resume. Children come to love the hush. It becomes a friendly cliff from which to dive back into play. The minute teaches that worship is a breath, not a burden. Fifth, order the visible. The subconscious loves clean, simple lines. A swept doorstep, shoes aligned by the door, books returned to their shelf. Such things preach silently to young minds. Life has sequence. This is not fussiness. It is kindness to the nerves. A mother in Cleveland transformed the spirit of her cottage by placing a small vase of flowers upon the table each Monday. "It tells me we begin again," she said. Her children, once slovenly with their school books, began to square their papers without being told. If disputes arise, Make of reconciliation a little rite. Let the offenders stand facing one another. Each speak the other's name and say, I bless you and release you. Then shake hands. The body seals what the word declares. No lectures. The law is simple and swift. Finally, keep a blessing at the threshold. As the family leaves, touch the lintel and say, we go in peace, we return in joy. The doorframe becomes a sacrament. Comings and goings gather dignity. Visitors sense the difference without knowing why. There is something restful here, they will say. Yes, restful because governed, warm because blessed. A consecrated home does not promise a stormless life. It provides a harbor where storms are answered. In such a house, children grow as trees by water, upright, supple, and sure. And you, the householder priest, will find that your own heart has become a chapel where the lamp of quiet faith burns day and night.